Hey Scribes, and welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, I am Nicole of the Oracle's Quill, and what we do here is we script our way and plan our way into a new reality, into the reality that we want. So forgive if you can hear the noise in the background. I'm about to tell you all some stuff. So, recently, I want to say about a couple of months ago, I started scripting some things. And I'm going to get into the details of that. But I want to talk about the method that I use to script. Now, when I first started getting into scripting a couple of years ago, I couldn't really get into the way that it was that I was doing it at the time. So at the time, I was scripting and I was writing it as if I was calling something in, as if I was calling in what I wanted. And that does not always work for me. So although I practice witchcraft and I light my candles and I do my thing, sometimes when I'm trying to manifest something that I want, I don't really believe that I can. Or there's some deep-rooted things in there that I still have to work out in my subconscious and in my shadow that really allows me to believe that the things that I'm calling in, I can have, and that I'm worthy of, and that it already belongs to me, right? So when I was scripting before, it wasn't working for me in that way, which is crazy because one of my gifts is writing, and that has always been one of my gifts. Like from a young child, ever since I could read, I was always writing along with reading. I used to write short stories. My grandmother even illustrated one of my books. But I used to write books. I used to write short stories. I used to write plays, and like I wanted to get some of my friends to act in my plays. But I would write a lot, and it was a great way for me to release. And then I kept a diary, as all kids do, I think. But it really helped me with my vocabulary. It really helped me just learn how to use words. And I'm a great storyteller, especially when I write. So it was crazy that scripting itself wasn't like a strength that I could utilize in my manifestation techniques. So I decided I'm going to try this from a different perspective. I'm going to write about this as if I'm recording it as an event in history, as if it already took place and I'm just recording it from memory. Like I'm just writing it from a memorial standpoint, like I'm reliving that memory versus me trying to call it in. So that's why I call myself a scribe, because scribes are, if you know what scribes are in history, they're the record keepers. They are the ones who keep the records. They are the ones who document things, historical things. So as a record keeper, I use what's called the record keeper method. I'm going to document my life as if it took place, as if I'm reliving it in a memory. These are my documentations. So I'm going to write about it like it already happened. I'm living already from the point that it took place already. And I'm going to keep a record of it. So that's what I did. So my husband and I was trying to move. And we've always lived in apartments. And we were ready to upgrade because we have children. We got animals. We got a cat, got a dog. And we were ready to upgrade our lives into something where we could all have the space that we need. So we needed a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and I wanted to have a basement so we could have some stuff to put things, places, and whatnot. And so we also were moving across the country. So these are a couple of things that were in play, right? So after our kids got out of school for the summer, I started really like honing in on trying to find this place. I set aside enough money for the application fees and all that stuff, and I started to apply for things. But because we were out of the state, and people who were applying were locally, we were getting outdone. People were catching it, they was getting qualified, and it was done. And we was just losing, and we was losing a lot of money in the process because these application fees, they ain't cheap. And so after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break from this. I said, because this is too much. Like, we doing too much. So I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm going to script about it. I'm going to script about it as if it already took place. So I started writing it. And I started writing it from the vantage point that I'm reliving the memory because it already happened in my mind, right? And I was very descriptive. And I wrote about things specifically. Like I wrote about the type of landlord I wanted us to have. I wrote about the type of community I wanted us to have and how our relationships are in our communities. I wrote about the friendships that my children would be able to have and be able to foster here. I wrote about us being able to walk our dog. I wrote about us having this yard and just great schools and the proximity to just all the things that we want. I wrote about all of that, but I wrote about it as if it already took place. I wrote about it like I was reliving a memory, right? So that's the scripting part. That's the record keeping part. Now here's the part where your planner comes in, where you gotta plan this thing, right? So once you write about that thing as if it's already a memory, your mind shifts into gear. You gotta trick your subconscious sometimes, and that's how I manifest mostly. I have to trick my subconscious, like this happened already. So you're not trying to bring it in, it already took place. So you are now just resting in the fact that it's already done. That's how I have to trick my subconscious. So in that, sitting in that energy, sitting in the already done energy, that's when the work can start. So now, instead of me just calling an application and setting in applications, I decided the next house that I see that I like, I'm gonna call a person whose number is on there. I'm gonna call them first. I'm gonna ask them whether or not this is available before I apply, so I don't waste my money, I don't waste their time, and they don't waste mine, right? So I lied to you guys now. I scripted this on maybe like a Tuesday or something. Tuesday in June. Scripted this on like Tuesday in June. On a Friday, I came across this house that I liked. I had checked all the boxes. Looked great. Now again, we're out of the state, so we don't have the ability to just come here and look at it. So I'm really going off of vibes and just the checking of the box, right? So I see that there's a number on there. And the man's name, and I don't want to give his whole name, but his last name is Victory. And this is interesting for two reasons, right? My father's name was Victor. My daughter's name is Victoria, named after my father. My name is Nicole. My name in French means victory for the people. And their names also mean victory. So I was like, that's odd. It's a great coincidence. Okay, let's give it a go. So I called this person, and he picked up on the first ring, and he just said hello, like randomly. And I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know if I was expecting like a property management company or something, but it startled me. So, I tell him who I am, and I start to introduce myself, and we start to talk. And, he's like, oh, yeah, it's available. And, are you guys interested? And so we get into the particulars of everything, go through the process. Let me tell you, the whole thing from start to finish took about 3 days. I kid you not. The minute you start putting some things in motion, the ball gets to rolling, all right? And so it started happening, and the whole time, I'm just like, is this real? Like, is this really happening? Because when you get up in it, you get caught up in it. You're just like, wow, this is really taking place, right? So all that takes place. We're good to go. I'm currently filming this in the home. I'm here. I'm in the spot. I'm currently filming this in this lived reality that I created from a memory that I created. I created the memory. And because I created the memory, it had to take place because I wrote it like it was a memory. I made the record as the scribe as if this was already a historical event. So it had to take place in the physical. And I'm sitting here now in it. So I want you guys to understand that if you like to write, if you're a writer, there's no reason why you aren't writing yourself into something way better and then using your planner to really make the plans come together the way that they should. If you've been struggling with scripting in the form of drawing it in, try my Recordkeeper method. Try that method and see if you write it from memory, how fast it comes in for you. Because your brain is being tricked. Your subconscious is being tricked into believing it already happened versus you're bringing it in. It took place already. So write it from the vantage point of you being the scribe of your life, and you are keeping the record of what is taking place. This is your historical document. So write it like it already happened and feel it. Feel it for real. Like, give it some detail, and I mean detail. Don't leave out the details, because details matter. It really helps you to recollect the memory. As many details as you can remember. They always say in these little crime shows, whatever you can remember, as many details as you can remember will help anything. As many details as you can remember will help bring in your manifestation. So give the Recordkeeper method a try. If you like this type of content, please like, subscribe, share, and join my Scribe tribe. You guys are my Scribe tribe, and we are scribes, and we are scripting our life and planning a new one. Until next time, y'all hear my family? We're here in our new house, and we ain't got no furniture. We don't have no furniture. You think I care? Nah, because we are exactly where I wrote we would be. So you gonna hear them sometimes, because my life is real. Those are my babies, and that's my man. And we're here. We're here scripting, and we are planning, and we are changing our lives one word at a time. So, till next time, scribes. Peace out.